Just an hour away from Boston, this charming port town in New Hampshire is a popular destination for all kinds of travelers. The streets along the old harbor are lined with grand houses that once belonged to politicians, writers, sea captains, and rich merchants. Portsmouth has a quaint and lively downtown with plenty of museums and attractions to keep you busy, as well as delicious restaurants where you can stop to enjoy a tasty meal. Visiting one of its many breweries serving local craft beers that go down nicely is also among the popular things to do in Portsmouth. In this video, you'll see the top 10 things to see and do in Portsmouth. The suggestions are based on our several exciting trips to the City of Angels. Here are our top 10 picks. Begin with number 1, Market Square. Market Square is the perfect place to come and do some gentle shopping, stop and have a quiet coffee at a cute cafe, or just spend a slow hour admiring the architecture of times gone by. It's right by the harbor and close to all of the major attractions in downtown Portsmouth, so you can visit as you walk in between mansions or on your way to the next brewery. The square is also where the annual Market Square Day Festival is hosted. Music and high spirits fill the air, especially after the 10K race. Number 2 is the Prescott Park. This charming riverside park is the perfect place to spend a quiet hour watching the world go by. Escape the hustle and bustle of the city and reconnect with nature for a little while before heading back out into the world. The park has picturesque flower beds, gorgeous old trees, and lots of water features you can sit and admire. It is perfectly located along the riverside by lots of popular attractions like the Strawbery Banke Museum, Warner House, and Market Square. It's also where the Prescott Park Arts Festival is hosted, so if you're in town for that, then come and listen to some music, watch theater shows, and enjoy the dancing in this charming little park. Number 3, USS Albacore Museum. Pretend to be a marine biologist and play captain in the control room. The submarine is used to test out new technology and features that are being tried out for modern, in-action submarines. Meet some crew members and hear their incredible stories that are, at times, quite terrifying, and get a feel of what life is like on board a tiny submarine. There's a visitor's center where you can get all the information you need and a gift shop where you can buy souvenirs to take back home. Number 4, Strawbery Banke. This museum was, at one time, the waterfront neighborhood of Puddle Dock. The historic neighborhood has been turned into a huge museum. That's more like a small town that will take you back into the past. Come along and experience Portsmouth as it was centuries ago. There are countless historic buildings to discover, decorative gardens, and exhibitions of traditional crafts. The museum is best explored on a warm, sunny afternoon in spring when the flowers are in full bloom. The staff dressed in period costumes certainly bring the place to life. It's as if Strawbery Banke got frozen in time. You'll need a few hours to see it all. Number 5 in our list, Portsmouth Harbor Light. Picturesque and quaint, the Portsmouth Harbor Lighthouse is a rare sight on mainland New Hampshire. In fact, it's the only lighthouse. The scenic views of the ocean and rocky shores from the lighthouse are terrific. Whatever time of day you come, you'll be delighted by the sights, but catching a sunset by the lighthouse is second to none. Bring your camera and snap some fantastic holiday shots. The lighthouse was built in 1877 and stands at 48 feet tall. It is sometimes open to the public during summer. Plus, it's just 10 minutes drive away from Portsmouth, so you can't skip a trip to the lighthouse. Number 6, Water Country. Water Country promises bundles of family fun. It's conveniently located on the outskirts of the city, just 5 minutes drive from the city center. So, you can have a water park adventure without having to stress about the long drive there and back. Get your swimming costumes on and splash about in the swimming pools or get an adrenaline rush on one of the tallest and fastest water slides. There are rides and play areas for kids of all ages, from toddlers to teens. After a day of running around and soaking up the sun, have a cold ice cream before you leave. Water country is the perfect day out on a hot summer day in Portsmouth. Number 7. Wentworth-Coolidge Mansion. Along the banks of Little Harbour in Portsmouth there is a charming and rather large mansion. It has become famous thanks to its many lucrative visitors and inhabitants. Amazingly, it is the only surviving residence of a royal governor in the US. And which governor? Benning Wentworth. It was later owned by the art enthusiast Templeman Coolidge III. That's why it's called the Wentworth-Coolidge Mansion. A place of politics, art and beauty, the mansion was historically a social hub in Portsmouth. The mansion is big and bright, with a yellow facade and red brick roof. It is surrounded by well-kept grounds that you can explore, and it boasts scenic views of the Prescott River. Number 8. Discover Portsmouth. For a good introduction to the city and all its historic tourist attractions, stop at Discover Portsmouth, a welcome center and cultural gateway. Exhibitions spotlight the art and history of the seacoast region, and large information panels feature the city's many historic houses and landmarks. Smaller exhibition galleries hold changing exhibits of local arts and historic artifacts. In the theater, you can watch the film, Welcome to Historic Portsmouth, for insights into the city's 4 centuries. From May through October, historic walking tours start here, both general tours and those featuring specific topics, such as women's history. Number 9. Isles of Shoals. This little cluster of islands sits just 6 miles off the coast of mainland New Hampshire and Maine. There are 9 islands in total, and 4 of them fall into New Hampshire territory. They were first discovered by John Smith in 1614 and somewhat arrogantly named Smith's Islands. They were renamed the Isles of Shoals and have since become a hotspot for tourists visiting New Hampshire. One of the biggest highlights of your trip will be whale watching. Take a boat tour and keep your eyes pierced on the horizon. Finish with number 10, Warner House. Another grand home in Portsmouth that has survived the test of time, the Warner House is a prime example of Georgian architecture. The home is also one of the first brick structures in the region, designed and built by an English architect who was accustomed to using brick. The house was commissioned by Captain Archibald and finished around 1716. As you enter the home, you are met with dramatic murals depicting religious and wartime scenes in impressive scales. Keep exploring and discover the fine ornaments, robust wooden furniture, and period decor that survived for 6 generations within the same family. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite thing to do in Portsmouth? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.